at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery at Frank and Mimi's memorial, Paul's staring at the porch of his parents by their caskets. And as Stephanie came to where he is, "How are you?" And as Paul saw Stephanie, "I feel like being in a nightmare, but overall, thank you for coming with me to the service. There's nowhere else I would be. I am not accepting the fact that my parents, they will be revenged, I assure you. All I know is, this means war between that family, and I intend to prove it." Meanwhile, Vanessa arrived in the scene, and Linda saw and went to where she is. "Find time to show up. Can you cut the drama, Linda? These are my parents, and even though I despise them at most, deep down, I happen to care about them. They didn't deserve this at all. You damn right they didn't. And when this is done, the person who did this will be the next one ending up here. I only care about one thing, making certain Taya goes to prison for trying to kill me." Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the holding cell where the Will, Mildred, and Karen is, currently they're in their respective beds talking to each other. "Shouldn't it be arraigned by now? We should, but as long as our lookalikes are roaming about, we don't stand a chance." "Don't be so certain about that." And as Howard came to where they are, and Mildred and Karen saw him and got up and went to where he is. "Howard, it's fine. Taya filled me in on the whole thing, and I've come to help your bail today." Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Daniel gave the application to Julian, and as he reviewed it, and look at Daniel. "Alright, we'll give you a call as soon as possible. You're the manager, right?" "Right, I am. If I do get hired, can I recommend my brother to work here as well?" "Sure, but don't assume yet. Remember, I haven't hired you yet." "Alright, thanks." And as Daniel turned and head to the exit, but Meredith came and went past him and blocked him, and he saw. "What is this you're playing at? I am not letting you get away to explain. Please." Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Cassie's room, Gwen's finished examining Cassie with Thomas there. "So any good news?" "My husband and I are dying to start a family as soon as possible. Seems you two have thought this through." "We have. This means a lot to my wife." "Alright, first thing, I have to send these tests in," and as Gwen got her iPad and began writing the information on her chart. "How long will the results will be?" "Not long, but let me just say, your chances of having a baby is gonna run real high." Meanwhile, in Lauren's office, Lauren, Mildred, Julie, Jordan, and Kevin are talking. "So nothing's changed." "I am so sorry, Mildred. The poison's out of his system. He's just gonna have to recuperate." "How long is that process?" "I'm guessing a couple of weeks at most, maybe more. It depends on the amount of poison that's ingesting him. He is very lucky to be alive." "Yes, I can see that, Lauren. What I want is answers to when my husband will come back to his family." Meanwhile, in the front area, Tamara's heading to the front door. To her iPhone rings, and she got it and saw it's Katie, and she declined it. And as she continued to head out. Meanwhile, on the balcony, Olivia, Patrick, and Joseph are talking. "Maybe I am. How's Janet gonna tell you she was seen with my mom here a few months ago, right around John's death? So, that don't mean anything. I have to try." "Do you think she's gonna suspect that you're—" "No, because I decided that she and I are getting back together." "Nice. I just hope this plan works." "It will. In fact, I'm gonna get the ball rolling right now." And as Joseph got his iPhone out and began texting Janet. And as he's done and put his iPhone up, now we wait to see she takes the bait, and then I can begin the next phase. Meanwhile, in Taya's office, Kyle and Wilma are talking, and Wilma's surprised by what she saw on Kyle's iPhone. And as he stopped the video and put his iPhone up. How did she? It doesn't matter. The point is, I have along with your sessions with Eddie and Jeremy, and you have the you son of a bitch! Don't feel bad, because I'm gonna let you in a secret of mine since I know all of yours, which will destroy your marriage and your friendship to those close to you. So, what's the secret you have other than the one I just walked in? That secret's a smokescreen compared to the real tidal wave. And as Kyle got his iPhone back up and began typing the information and sent it, causing Wilma's iPhone to beep. What are you waiting for? Have a look and see for yourself. And as Wilma got her iPhone up and saw the text, and as she's shocked to the core by the revelation. Oh my God, it can't be. And as she looked at Kyle, that's impossible. I'm afraid it is. And now it's time for some terms. Meanwhile, at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery at Frank and Mimi's memorial, Stephanie and Paul are talking. Let's do it. I mean, they're all acting high and mighty on the high horse with no repercussions of the action. Maybe it's time they feel what we're feeling. I knew I liked you the moment I met you. That's why I fell hard for you. And as Kitty and Chad came to where they are, and Stephanie and Paul saw them. You think the others will show up? Like they give a damn. Chad! He's right. Nobody in our family cares because they think it's their fate while they're here. They're wrong. And as Harold came to where they are, and Stephanie, Paul, Katie, and Chad saw him. Hey Harold, how are you doing? Fine, I suppose. These two are like family to me, and it's not fair that they're gone. Meanwhile, not too far, Linda and Vanessa are talking. Speaking on that note, isn't the trial today? Yeah, it is, but first, I want to pay my respects. Even to hate or love them, in the end, they're your parents, Vanessa. Thank you so much for the reminder, and I mean what I said. Once I have Taya sent down for trying to kill me, I'm gunning after my parents' killers next. And as Vanessa turned and walked away, just as Elizabeth and Lucas came to where their mom is. What was that about? Vanessa wants the person who killed her parents to get what they deserve, and they will. So, how'd it go? Did Drew move in the mansion yet? He's packing some things at the flat and will be moving in soon. Good. Now after the funeral, it's time for the next phase of our plan. I hope I'm not too late. And as Carl came to where they are, and Linda, Elizabeth, and Lucas saw him. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the holding cell, the Will, Mildred, and Karen are talking to Howard. You are truly a godsend. Thank you, not yet. This is not gonna be easy, seeing that your counterparts still. What are our options? The arraignment will be private, meaning the people who attend sign an agreement not to disclose any information on what they see. That's good. Now, I've managed to get you to a temporary flat with somebody that can look after you till this whole ordeal is over. Not to worry, Howard. We will repay no need. You two been good friends of mine for quite a while. What about your wife, Taya? That's another story. I want to help her, but at the same time, she's made it quite clear that she wants nothing to do with me. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Meredith and Danny are talking with Meredith blocking the exit. You're blocking the door to people who need to leave and get on their lives. Let me talk to you, please. Fine. And as Meredith led Daniel back to their table, and they arrived and they sat down, I'm gonna lay all my cards on the table so you know who I be. We're not even on a date. Let's just call it a pre-date. Pre-date. Fine. I'll bite. So who you be? It's about my past. I have done things that I'm not proud but feel free, oi. I am in no position to judge anybody. Okay, the reason to why you haven't seen me in a couple of months is I got a text from my ex-husband who happens to be the biggest crime family of all that of Barcelona, Spain as we know it. You don't have to go into detail, I must, because I don't want any secrets between us. Meanwhile, while that's happening, Lucy and Vince came in. And as they head, walking past the table, Meredith and Danny are talking. And arrive at Julian's office and knock on the door. And Julian got the door and saw Lucy and Vince there. We got your message. Come in. And as Lucy and Vince came in, with Julian close to the door, and as they all went and sat down with Julian sitting at the desk facing his sister and brother. What are we gonna do about our parents? I really don't think there's anything we can do. Come on! Our parents been together most of our lives. The reason to why I call you both here is cause Eric over here, our mother saying she's seen someone, and it's Rita came from the other room. And Lucy and Vince saw. Seriously? Something's going on with our mom. That's why I called you lot here. We need to investigate and sort this out before it's too late. I think I have an idea. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Cassie's room, Cassie's lying in bed with her husband Thomas beside her. You know, I am so fortunate to have you as my husband and partner. And to think what I do with an oi, not gonna happen. Hell will freeze over my dead body before I let anyone come between us, and that's a promise. Ooh, how very kind of you to say that. I hope you don't mind me asking, do I have any reason to worry about your ex-wife? Not at all. I still love Emily, but she's my past, who's happily married to Kyle. That's good to know. And as Gwen came back in and closed the door and went to where Cassie and Thomas is, who both saw her. That was fast. Money talks around here, in case you don't know. I agree. So, are we in business? Given to exam I gave you and procedure, I say with the right element, the two of you lot can start. Yes! We're gonna have a baby! Meanwhile, in Lauren's office, Lauren, Mildred, Willie, Jordan, and Kevin are talking. I don't want to jinx it, but he will come through. I just don't know when. But there's hope, right? Yeah, of course there is. For now, Andrew's gonna need his wife more than ever, which is you. And as Lauren got up, I'll leave you two to have words while I have other matters to tend to. And as Lauren went, I left the room. And as Kevin sent someone's mom, you okay? Yeah. You mind giving me a sandwich from the dining room area? Sure. And as Kevin got up and also went, I left the room. And as Jordan took out her iPhone, just as Leo came in and closed the door, and Jordan turned and saw him. Did anyone say calm down? Everything's good. Alright. What's the status of my their arraignment is today? Have Drew go there and have him get back me the results. Will do. And as Leo turned, I left the office and began walking down the hall and noticed Tamara, and as he decided to follow her. Meanwhile, in the dining hall, Joseph sitting at one of the tables waiting. To Janet came to where he is and sat across from him, and he saw her. I got your text. Even though you told me to stay, then you shouldn't have come in the first place. You know what? Never mind. And as Joseph got up, wait! And as Joseph sat back down. Why are we here? The reason to why I'll call you is I had a change of heart. Do you now? Lots has happened, and I shouldn't have been hard on you the way I did. You had good reason. I betrayed your trust by using our relationship as a friend. I'm certain your boss told you the reasons. What I feel for you was real. Even though you found out who I was. That's all in the past. And since that's done, why don't you and I start fresh? What do you mean by that? I want to give us another chance, only if that's what you want. Meanwhile, across from them in the storage closet, Olivia and Patrick are talking while looking. Seems like it's working out to me. You certain you lot want to do this? We can't afford to take any chances. This is the only way. Meanwhile, in Taya's office, Wilma and Kyle are talking. Really? Terms? What is this? Heist? It's called insurance, Wilma, and you know damn well what I'm talking about. You and I share secrets that can destroy people's lives as we know it, and I want to ensure it don't happen. And it won't. Look, I was born at night, but not last night. I know the second you walk away, you'll get your phone and start calling up your family and tell all, which is why there's gonna be some terms to discuss. Fine. What are these terms you speak of? Simple. What you just learned cannot leave this room. In fact, I want you to erase that message I sent you. Do it! And this woman got her iPhone out and pulled up the message and erased it. And then she showed Kyle. Happy? Yeah. Second, if you want to enjoy your moment, watch your tone and attitude towards me. I have a feeling you and I can be having words from now on. In fact, we're gonna stay in touch. And this woman put her iPhone up. You have my word that nobody would know it, but I hope you're right. Because the last thing you want to do is deceive me, woman. That'll be a big mistake, one you can afford right now. Meanwhile, at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery at Frank and Mimi's memorial, Katie, Stephanie, Chad, and Paul are talking to Harold. Not to worry, Harold. We will get justice for what happened in the end. In the meantime, I want you to head back to the mansion after service to see if Drew moved in. Will do. And as Harold turn and walk away. What's he gonna do with Harold will be taken care of. Besides, he still works for my family. Let's go take our place. We'll be there in a minute. And as Katie and Chad turn and head and sat at the front row on the right while Stephanie leaned on Paul. It's up to me. And as Stephanie looked up at Paul, for what? Our family will not fall from this. In fact, we will rise stronger than ever. Meanwhile, let's get to Linda, Vanessa, Elizabeth, Lucas, and Carl are talking. Actually, Carl, you're just in time. I want you to keep a close eye on Drew. What's going on? Our shipment's been delayed lately, and it seems Drew may be slacking up collecting payments from our vendor. Something my mom and I don't accept at all. I'll handle it. How are you and Olivia doing? I heard you're filing for divorce. I may have lost the battle with my marriage, but I'll be damned to lose the war. Olivia and I belong together. Besides, we have our son that bonds us. And as Linda's iPhone rings, and she got it and saw it's Susan. Would you not excuse me? I have to take this. And as Linda began answering while walking away, just as Vanessa came to where they are, and Elizabeth, Lucas, and Carl saw her. Where's your husband? Matt's busy at the moment, but he does send his best wishes. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in a holding cell where the Will, Mildred, and Karen are talking to Howard. Just give it some time. She will come around, I promise you that. Thank you, Karen. Whatever we're supposed to do after we relocate to this new flat, all will be clear after the arraignment. Of course, my wife's pre-trials after this. I cannot believe they meant Vanessa may have her husband's power to bring whoever she wished to destroy Taya, but it won't work in the end. Of course not. I just wish I can be there to support her without anyone noticing that. Yeah, I know. And as the guard came and arrived to where they are, and Mildred, Karen, and Howard saw him. And as Howard stepped aside, and as the guard opened the cell, they're ready for you two. Are you ladies ready? that we are. And as Mildred and Karen exit, and as the guard closed the cell, follow me. And as the guard led Mildred and Karen away with Howard in tow. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Meredith and Daniel are talking at a table, just as Lucy, Vince, and Julian are walking out of the cafe. Carlos and I pulled the biggest heist by stealing $750 million at the bank by blending in as if we worked there. So that call was, the money went missing, so I went back and there was a full-out war because it turns out the money we stole from was really from Carlos' boss. So did you manage to sort all that out before you come back here? Yeah, and as Meredith's iPhone rings, and she got it, and saw it's unknown, and then she put the phone down, and as it continued to ring. Aren't you gonna answer that? It's my mom. She's just worried to how I am, so she decided to bug me till I answer. Look, I better be heading off, but I'll see you around. And as Daniel got up, just as Meredith's iPhone stopped ringing, and as her iPhone beeps, and she got it, and saw the text, and then she read it saying, if you value yours and your friend's life, don't say anything else to him or it will cost you. And as Meredith began looking around, horrified after reading the text. Meanwhile, in Vince's car, which is on their way to the parents' house, with Vince driving and Lucy sitting in the passenger seat while Rita and Julian are in the back. Let's get to Lucy, who's finished texting her brother Richard. And then she put her iPhone up. I just finished texting my brother. What about Aaron? Aaron's not here, being that him and Rachel are searching for their daughter. So what's the plan? Get our parents in one room and stage an intervention, telling them how much they mean to us. You really think it'll work? Cause I'm telling you, Mom's been very different, not to mention moody. Trust me, we all have noticed. And now she's dating some young guy. Clearly, that's not our mom at all, which is why we need to act fast. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Cassie's room, Cassie's lying in bed with her husband Thomas beside her, while they're both talking to Gwen. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to us. No problem. By the way, I was kind of wondering, can you be our doctor when I become officially pregnant? Of course. Anyways, I'll leave you both to it. And as Gwen went and left the room, closing the door, and as Cassie looked at Thomas, you think we should do it right here? In the hospital? Come on, Thomas. It'd be great getting to create that precious miracle that will forever start our family. I mean, life is too damn short to decide. I agree on that. And as Thomas' iPhone rings, and he got his iPhone out of his pocket and saw who it is, ignored that. And as he answered, hello? I'm assuming you're coming to the center, to say goodbye to our parents and all. Yeah, I'm on my way. Alright, and as Thomas hung up, change the plans. Because I have to go say goodbye to my parents. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Tamara's walking down the hall. And as Leo also following her, Tamara realized and stopped and turned and faced Leo, who came to where she is. I can have you charged for stalking, then why don't you? You think you're so damn charming. I'm usually am. So why are you here? Being there for me. I hope it's not a boyfriend. Not that it matters since he ended it with me. I am so sorry. He's a fool to resist you because I think you're an amazing person. Yeah, he kinda is. And as Tamara sees Kevin coming out with a sandwich, walking to where they are, and as Tamara in turn begin kissing Leo, and as Kevin noticed, and he's not happy. Meanwhile, in Andrew's room, Rogers Willie Jordan came in, and closed the door and turned and saw Andrew lying in a deadly coma. And as she came to where he is, "Oh, Mildred, if only you knew of what destruction is heading your way." Meanwhile, in the dining hall, Janet and Joseph are talking. "You know I want that more than anything in this world." "Then what seems to be the problem?" "Nothing. I kind of find it odd you want me back all of a sudden after everything I've done to you." "We make mistakes, Janet. That's what makes us human in the end. Trust me." "You know what? I rarely get an opportunity like this." "So is that a yes?" "You bet, sweet as it is." And as they stand up, and as Joseph came to where Janet is, and as they begin kissing each other. Meanwhile, across from them in the storage closet, Olivia and Patrick are watching while talking. "She took him back." "Of course she did. Now the plan can really begin. I just hope this works out." Meanwhile, in Taya's office, Wilma and Kyle are talking. "So, we have an understanding? You won't tell your sister about my affair and who I really am, and I will in turn keep your affairs a secret." "Yeah, I do. Just so you know, secrets don't stay hidden in this town for long. Then I suggest you make certain that don't happen. In the meantime, why don't you go tell Patrick on what you know, apart from where you got the source?" "Don't look daft. I know he's the one you're gonna run and spill all. You think this is a game, don't you?" "Believe me, Wilma, this is a taste compared to what I have in store. I trust that you and I will stay in touch." "Yeah, we will." "Good. Just so you know, I have eyes all around the city, and if you break our deal, I will know and you will lose everything you have." "Excuse me." And as Kyle went and left the office, and as Wilma got her iPhone back out and began calling Patrick, who answered. "Hey Wilma, what's going on?" "Meet me at the Grand Pub in 30 minutes. "Is everything alright?" "Just meet me there, please." And as Wilma hung up. Meanwhile, outside Taya's office, Kyle overheard everything, and as he turned and walked away, just as Wilma came out of the room, and as she began to brace herself,